Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of How to Make a Doom Mod. With your host here, Lech, and if you haven't seen the first episode, I would highly advise you view it, so you'll understand what the hell I'm talking about. So, in this episode, I'll be teaching you how to make a multiplayer server, or play online. Now, I do have some faulty software, so I can't play it on the internet, but I can show you how to join with friends. Now, do forgive me on that. However, I can still play multiplayer. It's not difficult, really. I'm going to show you how to make a server, so just for you and your friends to play. Because I'm sure if you make a proper Doom mod, I'm sure you want to show it to your friends, either to make them laugh or to scare them. Either way, I've tried it before, and I call myself a bad person. Trust me, you don't want to know. So, let's get started. So quite conveniently, I own two PCs, an old one and a new one, newish. My old is a Windows XP. I've had that for several years, and this is a Windows 7, which I've had a little bit less time, but still, it's fairly old. So I'm going to set up a server using a program called Doomseeker. When you install SkullTag, it should come with it, but if it doesn't, you can just download the Doomseeker website. If it doesn't run, it might not have installed properly, because sometimes I try running it, but I might have accidentally deleted a file, or it's gone missing. Be sure to make sure that all the files are together, or else it won't work. So, for some reason with me, it's very particular which Doomseeker I run, because it's one on my desktop and there's one on my SkullTag folder. I'd highly advise you use SkullTag folder, and I'm going to help you set up your own server. So just started my Doomseeker, and an error popped up saying it's a senseless operation, saying there's plugins missing, directors missing. If it's a similar error to mine, it should still work. Just click OK, it's popped up, and you should have like a window with a white screen. It says port, players, ping, server name, address, iWAD, map, WADs, and game type. Pictures like two arrows pointing down, like a recycle symbol, a computer, looks like a hard drive with an arrow on it, two Doom Marines, some documents, and like two speech bubbles with the options at the top: file, options, view, query, and help. If you see that, perfect. However, you might see a bunch of servers. It might show you which country it's in, the name of the server, how many people are playing it, what WADs they're playing it with. If you see that, that's better, because mine doesn't show that, but it still works. So if you want to create a server just for you and your friends, in terms of public to the internet, I can show you how to do it, but I've never done it, but I've done it with friends. So, file, create server. Now, it's very peculiar when it comes to creating servers. Your engine, well, I use SkullTag, so if you're using SkullTag, it's literally say SkullTag. The executable is SkullTag. You see the ellipsis or the three dots. If you click on that, just go through your files and look for SkullTag and choose it if you do use SkullTag. And that's telling it to use SkullTag to create a server. Your server name, call it whatever you want. You can actually call it Lech's server, just for basic. Port, I don't really touch that. I leave it as it is. But should you need to change the port, do it as you wish. Now, game modes. SkullTag does come with a lot of game modes. So cooperative, basically work together and you play for the Doom maps, or whatever maps you decide to play through. Survival is the same as cooperative, except when you're dead, you're dead. But if all the players die, you restart the level and then try again. Invasion is a game mode which comes with SkullTag. You have to play on invasion maps. Maps designed for invasion. There are map mods out there with custom weapons, monsters, and they are fun to play. Deathmatch is an adversarial game mode which involves you fighting other players. Should you wish to fight with your friends or computer bots, and I'll get to that later. Team Deathmatch, it's exactly the same as Deathmatch, except you're in teams. You can create custom teams, or you can just stick to the basic blue and red. Custom teams have to be modded in. Duel, it's a series of one-to-ones. Almost like the old classic duels in Napoleon times. Except, instead of taking a few steps then turn around to draw, you just look for each other and blast each other away. Capture the flag. Team Deathmatch, except to really win, you have to capture the enemy's flag and bring it back to yours. It's a classic game mode. Fun to play. One flag capture the flag. Okay, so you've got blue and red, but there's a white flag, and it's basically, instead of claiming the enemy's flag, you got to claim the white flag. Skull tag is in fact a game mode itself. You collect a skull from the enemy's team, and you have to find a hand, and you place the skull in the hand, and it grips it, and it claims a point. But like capture the flag, but with a more of a strategic twist. Domination. That's all about scoring high kills, high amounts of kills, without dying. So if I have 7 kills and then I die, and then someone gets 5, I'm still in the lead because I have 7 kills without dying, unless someone gets 8. Then they're in the lead, and I've got to try and beat 8. Now, your IWAD. I have discussed IWADs in the first episode, and I'll go over it again. It's pretty much the source game. Doom is a source game, or Doom 2. You run WADs off the IWAD, because it has its own resources. You can make your own IWAD. It's very complex, but if you make your own IWAD, that would be fantastic. I'd love to play it. Additional WADs and files. Now you have clear, add, and remove. If you click on add, you can add as many mods as you like. It could be weapon mods, it could be just a single mod for you to play. You don't have to add mods, it's optional. If you just want to play the classic Doom, which is still fun. Remove, if you have a bunch of mods and you think, oh, I don't want that one, you just click on the mod, click remove, and it gets rid of your list. Or if you don't want them all, just click clear, and it clears it all for you. Now you have load, save, play offline, command line, start server, and close. Close just closes the window. Command line, it shows you the code that goes into the server. It shows you that you've got cheats on, how many players were allowed. It's basically a long way to make a server. I wouldn't advise doing that, it's too long. Play offline is basically play on a server without using the internet. Now, if you make a server and you like everything that you've done and you don't want to go through the whole process of doing it all over again, you can actually save it as a file. So you think, I'm going to play on a server with these particular settings, you can load it up again. I have done that for playing particular mods which have several requirements, and I don't want to have to do it all over it again. So far you're on the section called General, which has all that information. On rules, you have map lists. You can go in any order you basically like. It's not in letters, I'm using that as an example. Of course you can add and remove maps. You can choose what difficulty you want it on, from I'm Too Young to Die to Nightmare. You can have modifiers. Buckshot is basically shotguns only, and Instagib is a weapon that can kill anything in one shot. Miscellaneous, you can have a custom URL, you can add an email to it, should you wish. You have a connect password, basically you have a password to connect to your server, and a join password to make it even more secure. So you're connected to it, but to join it, they have to get the password right. Archon password, I'm sorry, I am unsure as to what an Archon password is. MOTD, again, I am unsure as to what that is, I do apologise. DM flags. Basically, a flag is... it's like mutators on Unreal Tournament. It changes the way how the server plays. You can choose to have no monsters, you can choose to have infinite ammo, you can do it so you lose particular items upon death. DM flags 2 is basically an extension you have, because they're going to fit it all on one page to fit on the next one. Compatible flags, these are basically, instead of focus on deathmatch, it's just in general. Custom server parameters. That's if you know what you want, but it's not on the flags. For example, you can't enable cheats. To enable cheats on your server is +SV_cheats space 1. That'll enable your server to have cheats. I told you what to look out for when starting a server, but I want to play a server with a friend, i.e. myself, on my old computer. So I would broadcast to LAN, little tick box, and that's it. That's all you've got to do. If your friend's in the same house as you, is connected to your internet, you can have as many computers as you want. There's at least 6 computers in this room, and you can connect to the same server with every single one of them. Now, if your friend is elsewhere and you wish to join on a server using LAN, it's the best way to go, using local area network. It's a piece of software called Hamachi. It allows you to use an IP address to join servers. So you start a server and your friend goes into SkullTag. Having Hamachi set up and they've copied your IP address, they'll go into the console just by pressing the button under ESC, or I call escape, and type in connect space, and then I just press Control V, which will paste your IP address. Press enter and it should load. Now, yeah, if you have any particular mods active on your server, you have to have the same mods running. Basically the same way you would run a Doom mod. So you run the Doom mod with SkullTag, and then do that Command V trick, and you should join. Setting up Hamachi is so easy. It's just an email. That's where things. Join online, download the program, and you have to add people. If you have a Facebook or Skype or Steam, it'd be good to get in touch and say, I'm going to join on Hamachi, start a server, and that's what me and my friends used to do. I plan to do it in the future. There's a mod I'm making. I'm keeping that secret for now. And I'm just going to start a server, and I'll cut to that now. Unfortunately, I don't have a screen recorder that I can record my screen. I do have fraps, but it just has a blank screen. I do apologise for that. So I'm just going to show you what to expect. So I like that, what I've seen. Put it to cooperative. I'll click on start server. That should happen. Yep, that's all fine. I think I've got it on Hexen, which you can play whatever you like. Now your server is up. I can do anything from it. This is like the go-to place for altering it while it's running. You can click on File and click Join Server, or you can look at the statistics. Shows you how long it's been up for, how many players there are, how many how much gig you're using, how much is going out. On your settings, you can configure your server, like give it a name, admin email, give it a startup message. You can even shows you how to change the colours of your text. You can say, "Welcome to my server, hope you enjoy," or "Welcome to blah blah blah." And you can change the game mode while it's running. You can choose how to end it. If you want to end after 1 minute, so you change your stuff. It says level ends after 1 minute. It will say to everyone level's going to end in 1 minute, and it will change the server. You can choose how hard you want your bots. I'll get to bots later. Access, it shows you how people can join, if people can actually vote. to kick someone, or to change a map, to change a limit. How many people can connect to your server, and how many people can actually play. I'd suggest keeping them the same. But if you just want so many people spectating and so many people playing, that's entirely up to you. Administration, you can have an idiot management. You can ban people. I don't really suggest doing that to friends, but if you want to play a nasty trick, you can. I've got nothing there to stop you. Maps, you can change the map as of when. You can add and remove bots. You can manage your bans. If you want to add a bot right there and then, you can right click on the white section, click add bot, and it's added a character called Mass Mouth. It shows you how many kills it's got, what he is, if it's ping. If it's a bot, it just says bot. How long it's been there. That's done in by minutes. If I think, oh, I don't want him there, right click on him. You can either clone him, remove him, or remove all bots. I'll remove all bots. So if I want to join my own server, I'll click File, Join Server. That will happen. And there you go, this is my server. If your friend is in the same house as you, you do not need to use the Hamachi trick, for you are using the same network. However, if you are a friend who's in a different house, using a different network, you will have to do that IP address trick. It's not complicated, don't worry. So here I am on my old computer. So I am sat over there on my new computer on Hexen, and I want to join him. Of course, with like some sort of agreement, you know. Fancy playing a game? Yeah, sure, why not? Set up the server, would you want to join? Yeah, sure. So here's how you go about doing it. Just load up Hexen, and I just want to join myself, so I'm going to go to menu, go to multiplayer, go to browse servers, which is down one. Offline skirmish, that's pretty much playing a server with yourself. But we're going to go to browse servers because I've already created a server. Internal browser. You can choose if you want to filter anything, you want to show an empty server, but because it's myself, I would go to local. Local is LAN, or local area network. If you're joining people on the internet, you would go to internet. This would show anything because it's not set up for the internet. I'll switch to local. Now to actually join, I'll press enter on it to select it. Go down to join game. Enter again. And I've just joined, and it should say on the main server that a player has joined. Because it's Hexen, I'm going to choose a class. For this example, I will choose a cleric, so you know who's who. So I'm walking about. Currently, my other player is spectating, so I'm going to join now. So my friend has just joined. So on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side, it will show you the list of players. If it's a team-based game, all the blue players will be on one side, or the red players will be on the other side. But cooperative, it just goes left, right, and so it doesn't fill up one side. As a joke, again, last time we played it, we changed the names. On my old computer, it says a complete bastard, like from the old ones. Here's a closer look of the complete bastard. It would be logical to use fraps, but I'll rather show it in real time so you got more of an idea of what to expect. So I'm going to press space, like I did on my old computer. I'm just going to unmute it. Press enter to join game. And for this I'm going to choose a fighter. Now I want to notice on my other screen that you see me just appear. And there I am. So here's what it looks like on the other screen. Looks rather gruesome, me just slashing a sword at him. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Here's how to connect to a server on Skulltag. There are other ways to do it, but for purposes of this series I'm going to use Skulltag, for that is what I use. I don't use anything else. And so in the next episode I'm going to show you how to make a weapon using only Doom resources. So basically original Doom pictures, sounds and the rest. This has been my lecture of how to make a Doom mod. Thank you for watching today's episode.